Hello everyone, welcome today. We are at the Winter Park Community Center and my name's Gloria. I'm a certified yoga teacher here. And today we're going to do a nice gentle flow class, a class that's for all levels, all people. I do eliminate how much we come up and down off the floor, so really this is appropriate for anyone to give a try to. And I'd like to welcome you, and let's begin. With our hands to our heart, get a nice lift from the spine all the way up to the crown. I'll just invite you to close the eyes if you'd like to, or soften them. And just take a deep breath with me. And let that breath be nice and full, and slow and deep. As we just arrive, let's take our hands palm over palm against the heart center. And as we breathe here into our heart, maybe there's a nice thought you'd like to add to our practice today. Encouraging a nice peaceful sensation or calm. And slowly, with the eyes soft or open, let's swim those arms around behind us. Interlace your hands and let's just loop our heart skyward, roll those shoulder heads back in space. Maybe float the chin and really take a heart opening breath here. Exhale, release. Let's just do those again. As we open, we bring our hands to our heart. Deep breath. Palms connect over our heart and just breathe a nice thought here for yourself. Inhale, swim your arms around behind you. Interlace your hands, loop those shoulder heads back, and let's crack open our chest. A nice heart lifted breath here. Exhale, relax. Let's just come into a nice tall mountain pose body so we really get nice and strong. Our feet to our crown. Let's begin to inhale that right arm skyward, getting as much length as you can. And let's add a half moon pose as we exhale. And feel free if you'd like to just turn, relax the neck and look down today. Or you can turn your eyes to look skyward. Just feel those big, deep accordion breaths into the sides of your lungs. And exhale, relax. To mountain pose, we lift. Inhale, let's take that left arm skyward. Let's go up and over into a half moon pose. And just spin that top shoulder back of the head in space. As we open up the space between the lungs, between the ribs, deep breath. Everything comes back. Let's just add a little flow. From our heart we breathe. Exhale out. Connect to your source, yourself. Take a breath here. And exhale. Go ahead and swim your arms around behind you. Take a nice big chest upward lifting pose. Relax. Let's take that right arm skyward, adding our half moon here. Over we go. If you'd like to stay, stay. If you'd like to take your left hand, you get a little extra length and breathe. Take that to the other side, up we go. And as we spill over, find those deep breaths. If you'd like to add a little extra, add that left hand, just tugging that right wrist to half moon. Everything comes back up. Let's do an upward salute this time. And bring our hands to prayer. Taking your feet comfortably under the hips. Take a deep breath with me. And let's bend the knees, drop the hips into a chair pose, a Utkatasana pose. Let's take the arms forward about shoulder height. Lock into those hips, make sure you can lengthen or wiggle those toes as we challenge ourselves to some strength here. Keep the belly engaged, gently corset that waistband. If it feels good in your body, just come down a little bit deeper. Let's hold, but breathe here, those deep breaths. 3. Inhale, exhale, 2. Let's take one more breath. Very nice. Let's take our hands to our heart. Inhale, press to rise. And relax your arms to your sides. With soft knees, let's scoop our breath 3 times. Just collecting your breath. Taking a moment between poses. Up we go. Hands Hands to prayer. Let's do one more scoop as we inhale. Bring our hands to prayer. Let's move into our first balance of tree pose. As we shift to the right foot, I'd like you to take that left foot into the ankle. And you can either keep your toes to the ground if that's where you need to be, or you could be above or below your knee joint. Once we make that connection, we want to use some muscle energy, so we squeeze in, we grow up, so like a tree that grows, and we just play with balance. And trees move, so it's okay if there's some gentle movements here. Your hands can stay exactly as they are. Maybe you'd like to raise them to your crown or up to the sky. And just continue to telescope those ribs skyward, get some length, and just explore balance here for 3. Breathing in, breathing out for 2. Stay one more breath if you can. Bring everything back to the mat. Let's take our mountain pose, find a breath. And when you're ready, let's shift our weight into the 4 corners of your left foot. When you feel grounded and ready, you can take that opposite leg in, or if you'd like to use your hand, you can bring it up to a little more of a challenging tree this time. Let's bring our hands to our prayer. Wherever your tree is today, let's go ahead and grow and lengthen, get some length and lift. Hands can stay right here. You can guide them to your crown or skyward if you'd like. Continue to grow. Breathing 3, 2, one more huge breath. Very nice, and exhale. Relax the feet between poses. Let's take those scoops. Each inhale grows a little deeper. Maybe let the eyes or drishti follow. Inhale. 2, let's take one more deep breath, scooping skyward. And 3. Let's take a moment from our mountain pose to stride our right leg back into a high lunge pose. So we want to go back far enough so that you can tap your left toes. So we have knees stacked over our ankle. If you press into your front foot, we can zip up the belly, lift those ribs, and just micro bend that back knee. So we default to our anatomy, we feel safe, we feel centered here. And then from that place of stability, add some mobility. Arms can go forward, or maybe we begin to lift them skyward. If you're feeling really secure, maybe get a little arch from your back heel to your fingertips, and hold here for 3. Breathe in, breathe out 2. Take one more deep breath with me. Bring your hands to your prayer. Let's step to the top of the mat, and let's try that high lunge second side. So let's take stretching that left leg back in space. You may want to scooch if you don't make it in one step. Tap your front toes, make sure knee and ankle are stacked. Micro bend the back knee, lift the arms to the shoulders. And from your pelvic floor, begin to pull in and up, lift the belly, let energy rise to your crown. If you'd like to take those arms skyward, keep telescoping those ribs and hold here, maybe glancing skyward for 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out for 2. One more breath. And lightly step to the top of our mat. Let's take our breath and circle it up this time. And press out through space. Inhale, lift. Maybe just kind of feeling a nice healing light around you as you exhale. And let's do that one more time. A nice inhale. Press out through space and exhale. Good. Let's take a step back into the center of our mat and start to step our feet wide. You can take your hands to your hips. Let's turn our right toes all the way out to the right, where your right toes would be this way to the right. Take your left heel out a little wider in space and just draw that line from your heel to bisect your back arch. Go ahead and do a lift so we be nice and tall through the torso, and then reach those arms out about shoulder height. With our next inhale, find another breath, and let's slowly bend our front knee to a warrior 2 pose. So traditionally in a warrior 2, we look toward those front fingertips. And we just gently kind of ebb and flow, finding where center is. We don't want to go too far forward or back. Right into a nice place of center. Make sure your knee, this front knee, is pushing back in space. And if it feels comfortable, sink into those hips just a little lower for 3. Breathe in. Beautiful. Out 2. One more breath. That's just fine from our warrior to now a reverse warrior. I'd like you to drop your back arm. Go ahead, just scoop that right arm up. Take your time to go skyward. If it feels good to go skyward and back, keeping the bend of that front knee, keeping our front knee pressing back in space. 3 breaths, 2, 1 more breath. Return, very nice. Let's straighten our front leg. Let's get a little lift. We're gonna take a very gentle triangle pose today. So keep that front knee just a little bit bent. Let's reach forward until we can't go any further. Nice and gentle. It doesn't have to be deep today. We're just here to practice finding those breaths. Gently pull up those thigh muscles, lifting through the belly. 2 more breaths. And return. Good, take your hands to your hips. And let's take that on the other side. Let's turn our left toes out to the side. Take your right heel out just a little wider. Go tall through the torso so we're not collapsed. Reach those arms, take a deep breath, and maybe let's glance at that left knee as we press down. We want to press it back in space. Guide your shoulders over the hips, the tops of the ears over your shoulders. And just ride the wave of your breath, taking a moment to find your warrior 2 pose. Very nice. Let's take that back arm drop. With your left arm skyward, let's take a reach up. Reversing our warrior back. Take your time. Open and reach and find some expansive breaths here. 3, 2, take 1 more deepest breath. And return. Let's take our triangle pose. We return to center. You can keep a little micro bend to that right knee. It's healthy for our knees. And as we inhale, we lift. As we exhale, we bump those hips back. We reach forward. Today, it's not a deep triangle, just part way down. We hold, we grow, we reach for 3. Deep breaths, 2. 1 more breath. Everything comes back up. Very nice. Relax and take your time. And just step back to the center of our mats. Bring our hands to a prayer pose. Let's take those inhales skyward as we just recover, reconnect to breath between poses. Let's do this 2 more times. Nice, 1 more breath. Just feel that nice cleansing. Inhale, exhale all the way around. Let's take our hands and just swim them to our back for a moment. Interlace your hands here. Take your head to the right. Let's just relax, breathe. Let any heaviness off the shoulders roll away, and slowly we'll do chin to chest. Head to shoulder, inhale. Let's go back and forth. Linger if you'd like to slow down. And center. Good. Come into 1 more balance today. Let's take our hands to our prayer. This is the warrior 3 pose. Let's push down to that right foot. When you feel ready, we'll float that left knee with a nice flex foot as high as you can. Stay there if you'd like, or if you're feeling courageous, we're going to press this leg back in space. We're going to airplane wing our arms and just draw a nice long line from your heel to your crown right across the horizon. Give a little tug to your belly, lift up the sides of your waistband. See if you can stay in this brave warrior pose. 2 more breaths. And everything comes back. Let's try that on the other side. So find our mountain, take a breath. When you're ready, we shift to press down into the left foot. We lift that right knee up, get a nice breath in. Pass through center, maybe airplaning those arms. It's okay if you touch down and you want to just take a little practice here. When you feel ready, we spring up. We keep the hip and our back toes dialed down. Corset the waist very gently. Reach to your edges, but breathe. 3, 2, 1 more breath. Very nice. Let's come back to our mountain. Let's take our hands to our prayer for a moment. Breathe. Take our palms to our heart. Maybe reset that intention for yourself. Swing your arms all the way around behind you. Take a nice big heart opening stretch. And as you exhale, we're just going to take a moment from our standing practice and come all the way down to the mat. Come join me. Let's go over to all fours or tabletop pose. So let's take our wrists under the shoulders. I'd like you to walk your knees back so that they're under the hips. And go ahead, give a little pull to the sides of your waistband. With an inhale, let's begin to lift the tail, slide your shoulders away from the ears, lift your crown to cow pose. And as you exhale, we're going to press down or press away, push into the earth and dome the upper back. Draw the tail down, lift up the sides of your waistband, head goes heavy. With our breath, let's do that 2 more times. Let's inhale. Exhale, bow, so we're bringing some gentle movement to the spinal column. Let's do 1 more each direction. And meet me in neutral. Once again, let's get that length from our tail to our crown. And very slowly, we're going to start to extend our right leg back in space. We'll keep the toes and our hip dialed down. And stay there if you'd like, but we're going to lift that leg like we did in our balance. Give another lift through the torso. If you'd like more sensation, let's have that left arm thumb up like you're reaching out to shake my hand. And just get a little length out to your edges. Balance here, but breathe. 3, 2, 1 more big breath, go long. And then come back to our all fours. If you'd like to roll out your right wrist a little bit, shake it out and do that to the left. And then reestablish our tabletop pose. Get long and lifted. When you're ready, we'll send that left leg back in space. We want to keep the hip, the toe dialed down so we have stability and we're thinking of the integrity of our low back. As we lift, if you got heavy, let's lift up the belly, the sides of our waist. And if you'd like, we add that arm in opposition to go long. Keep lifting, keep breathing. Stretch to your edges for 3. Back of the neck long, eyes soft, 2, 1 more breath. And relax, let's roll out those wrists and shake out those hands. Take a moment if you'd like to take a child's pose. We press back toward our heels. We just give some weight or energy into the pelvis. And you can come down as deeply as you feel comfortable. If that's not a pose that feels comfortable in your body today, you can always take a break and just relax toward the forearms and relax the chin. Slowly begin to rise. And we're going to make a transition to come down onto our backs. Let's just take a moment, bend the knees, scooch forward so we have some space till you climb all the way down. When you get here, I'd like you just to relax your arms and maybe just let those knees have a little windshield wiper side to side. Let your back drop into the softness of your mat. When you're ready, let's bring our right knee to our chest, our left knee to our chest. If you'd like to add a little squeeze, we press our knees to our belly hollows down to our backs broaden into the softness of our mat, and we just give our back a little rock here. Really nice, healthy for our backs. 1 more breath. Relax and bring your feet down to the mat. And let's take a moment to bring our right heel up to the shelf of our left knee to a figure 4. We're going to let that right thigh spin out in space and add a flex to that right foot. And while we're here, we just kind of hollow out the belly. You might feel a lot of sensation in the right gluteals, the right hips, and if that's where you want to stay today, you stay just there. If you'd like to add on, you could lift your left leg with a flex foot. You could also use your hands and reach up to grab your thigh. But if you're lifting up, we want to make sure we come all the way back down so the shoulders stay relaxed, our head stays relaxed. And we just maybe breathe and bring some awareness deep into the hips. The areas that get tight and compact and compressed. 1 more breath. Very nice. Let's try that on the other side. Just take a moment, release, see if one side feels differently. And let's take our left foot to the shelf of the right. Let's spin out from our hip, pressing that femur bone wide. Maybe we just wait. This side might feel differently. Let's see if we want to just stay here. Or we could lift up the right foot with a flexed. We could add those hands, but draw the shoulders down and tug the belly down. Maybe you want to rock a little. Find and explore where you'd like to direct your breath. 3, 2. Very nice. all the way down to the mat. Rest into the back. Take your hands to your belly. Maybe drop your breath way down into this belly center. Swing our knees back into our chest. Very easy, we rock. And if you'd like to just stay there, you can. You could put your hands on your kneecaps and start to circle the knees. Maybe those knees want to go wide like a frog would be swimming. And we're bringing some movement a little deeper into the hips now. Ball and socket of our hips. The next time your knees fan wide, if that feels nice, you could stay there. Drop those shoulders. Heels could be heavy. If you'd like a happy baby pose, we press those soles of the feet to the skies if we're stomping into the ceiling. But we draw the thighs down. We draw the shoulders down. You want to relax the low back. Relax your waistband here. Some of you like to grab your calves or your toes, but if grabbing your feet makes your shoulders kind of scrunch up like this, you want to keep it all relaxed. We're slowing things down. Keep that waistband relaxed. Maybe rock here. 2. One more breath. Relax. Let's bring everything back to center. Let's relax those feet to the mat. Let's just open our arms out to a wide capital T, relaxing the shoulder blades. Let's take a reclined spinal twist. We'll take both knees to your right. As the knees spill over to the right, I'd like you to look to your left, really making sure the shoulder blades stay heavy. Go ahead and soften in the belly so we just let that twist dissolve. Navigate your breathing to your nostrils. Breathing in and out. Gently center your head, center your knees, center your body. Meet and center for a moment. And let's spill our knees over to the left, and as our knees spill to the left, let's roll our head to the right. Adapt those arms in such a way the shoulders can relax. And just soften your skin, soften the belly. Feel the breath at the nostrils, full and deep. Slowly come back to center. Let's take a moment to fan the feet wide to a bound angle, butterfly. Let those knees fan wide. Let the lower or floating ribs move toward your back. And maybe your arms find like a cactus shape, so it's very opening for our shoulders. If that's not comfortable for you, hands could rest to your belly or comfortably to your sides. I'm just going to gently let the head rock side to side, just as a symbol to quiet our thoughts. Allow yourself to drop and melt into this open, receptive pose. Find 3 deep breaths here. And slowly begin to lift your knees. Take our hands and just tuck them underneath our backs. Since we don't have yoga blocks today, we're just going to tuck our hands so making a shelf. Let's make this a very gentle way to just invert our body. Let's send those legs skyward. Relaxing. Letting effects of gravity for just a few breaths leave the extremities of our legs. This is very calming and quieting for the nervous system. Take your 3 breaths here. And relax your legs. And tuck your hands. Slowly extend your legs to our final pose of rest. Show Shavasana, the pose of letting everything go. Turn our palms up, we very gently tuck those shoulders under. And we just let everything relax from the top of our head to our toes. We scan the body. We give ourselves permission to be here. I'm very grateful for our breath, for this opportunity to reconnect. Our body to our breath to our heart. Just enjoy some quiet space and breath. Stay here as long as you like, or when you're ready, we plant those feet back to the ground. Lifting your right arm, go ahead and roll to the right. Take a moment to rest on the side of your body. Using your top hand, we slowly press ourselves, and you can sit up any way that your body allows, any way that you'd like today. I'm going to sit on my heels. We'll take our right hand to the belly, our left hand to our heart, and just feel the depths of the breath at your belly. The light you already are at your heart. Welcome yourself home. Breath into your body, breath into your heart light. And take both hands over your heart. Just bring a nice thought to mind to carry the rest of your day with you here, and bow your chin. Bring your hands to a prayer at your heart light. We bow at the end of our class. We acknowledge the light in each of us. We're all part of a much greater light. We practice to welcome ourselves home to that inner space and light. Together with me, take a deep inhale. And softly let it go. And as we bow, the light in me honors and bows to the light in each of you. Thank you for joining me today for our yoga. From my heart light to each of you, namaste. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Namaste.